the Facebook ecosystem is not that great. Okay, and 3, 2, we're gonna go live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the weekly update show where we talk about last week's top news stories that could have a practical impact on your digital life, either for better or for worse. And we have a bunch of news from last week that I think is important to talk about. First up, Google celebrating 22 years in business by finally letting users change their email address. They were slowly rolling out over the last few months. Now it's official.
So why is this a big deal?
Oh, I don't know. If you're an adult today and as a young teen you had a really awkward email,
Like smoking dope at gmail.com?
sure.
Yeah.
Something, you know.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something 420 at gmail.com or whatever. And maybe you're not all that confident in that email if you're going for a job interview or something. Hey, you can now change your primary email address. Now it's available for everybody.
Now, just because you change your email doesn't mean that the old stuff that was under your old email heading is deleted, right?
Correct. So how it works is basically your old email still exists.
Yeah.
It's just all the messages from the old one will now get forwarded to the new one.
Right.
So it still technically exists.
Okay.
It's just when you're handing out looking for jobs, it's not a really awkward name.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, that's super useful.
Yeah. Good idea, Google. Good. Yeah. You know, for a big company, sometimes I'm a little hard on them from a privacy standpoint. We'll talk about that later, I'm sure, and a couple of the other things we're going to be bringing up. This is a good thing.
Yeah, that's great.
Is a good thing.
So it's now available to everyone now.
For free.
For free.
Cool.
Really cool.
Hit me with the next one.
Okay, now it's not for free, but Google. Google Drive now has some anti-ransomware detection and sterilization features. So basically, let's say you have a file in your cloud storage drive, in Google Drive, and the file has malware, like a ransomware, a bad virus. Google will now basically pause syncing that file, isolate it, and can begin to recover a version of it that didn't have malware if it existed.
Oh, so it's they've already, they had their own free version of anti-malware in the past, right?
Not really. No? I mean, Google often warned you going, hey, this file's big or this is an unsupported file. And then sometimes it will do some scanning, but now it's more active, but only to paid users.
Interesting. So it'll be interesting to see. Okay, well, now it comes down to a cost analysis because, like us, we use Bitdefender as a good example, is our major malware and protection and isolation, nuking it. And so you got to wonder, number one, before I'd ever go with this, I would say let it play out for about 6 months and let's see how it does.
Basically you can enable it, but if you're paying for Google, like you're paying for Google Workspace or like a premium account, you have the feature available.
But I guess what I'm trying to say is that if you already have something like Bitdefender and now you got this, before you delete Bitdefender or a program that is time tested that does a pretty good job, prior to doing that, like maybe wait 6 months.
Good thought. Google does make it clear that it doesn't scan for anti-malware ransomware on your device. Okay. It's only what's in the cloud. Right. So like we use Bitdefender, sure, not sponsored. Yeah. Maybe we should be. We should finally sell out.
Ding, ding, ding.
Bitdefender's on the laptop. It scans all the files on the machine. Yeah. But if something's in the cloud, it doesn't have access to the cloud storage.
So it's only specific to cloud stuff. Yeah. So it won't work if you're, say, downloading something from the internet.
Correct.
Only from the cloud.
Only from your drive in Google.
So if somebody sends me a Google Doc, it's in the cloud, I go to download it, well then Google Drive will do a quick scan on it.
Yes, before it hits your computer.
Gotcha.
Which is useful because in cloud storage, when one device gets synced to all your devices, maybe not all your devices have a good antivirus solution.
So it may be still a good idea to have both anyways,
right? Oh, most definitely. Yeah. It's just if you're already paying for Google, you have this feature available.
Yeah, I helped a senior today who connected with us who was afraid that they got malware and all that kind of stuff. They received that email that said, "We've captured your webcam. We've been seeing you do naughty things in front of your webcam." And she was like 78 years old. And she goes, "Darren, I've never done anything like that in front of my webcam before." And I said, "Don't worry about it. It's a phishing attack. It's been around forever." But I said, "Hey, listen, do you have any kind of malware protection, virus protection on your computer?" And she goes, "No." I said, "Okay, well, you know what? One of the first things I want you to do is I want you to download the one that we recommend, Bitdefender, onto your system to help protect it. Again, not sponsored. Ding, 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 ding. Right? But anyways." Yeah.
Is it time to start selling out?
No, we're holding firm on that, right? So
okay, well,
but it's a good product. That's why we recommend it.
Yeah, it's what we use on all our devices by default. Yeah. Apple Music coming up with some new AI features that will help you curate a playlist for up to 24 hours. So basically using, I guess at this point in time, we don't need to explain prompts to people where you just tell...
Sure. What's a prompt?
You just tell your AI, hey, make me a playlist on something. You use common language. It will use smart AI to kind of generate for you a response.
Cool.
And because it knows all the music, because Apple is scanning all the music.
So like create me a playlist of Flock of the Seagulls from 1980s.
Precisely.
Cool. Yeah,
now, of course, it is stipulated here that the more detailed your prompt, the better result you'll get.
Obviously, right?
Yeah. If you just do a prompt going mood, sunny city walk, then you're going to get you may not get what you want.
Right.
But if you use the specifics, like I want songs from this artist, from this timeline, you're going to get more what you want.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
I've actually been playing with, because I've been trying to do some runs. We have a big giant hill down a road.
Yeah.
And it's like a mini mountain.
Yeah.
And it's steep.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to use the Apple Discovery Music feature.
And?
Because I'm getting kind of bored of just my current playlist.
Yep. And?
I don't know. I'm not impressed. It's supposed to like learn based on your music preferences, but I'm not really getting into the songs it's picking.
Right.
So I'm actually going to try using an AI prompting to get me the songs I want. Maybe
that'll be interesting.
New songs I haven't heard.
Is it out now?
Introduces. Yep. iOS 26.4.
Yeah, that brings up a good point. I have to get a new iPhone. My iPhone 10, which I bought almost 10 years ago now.
It's probably not supported anymore.
Well, it still is to a degree.
Is it the last one?
It's the last one. But I've noticed that when I try to click on the screen, sometimes it's not working as well as it used to be. So it's kind of dying. So I'm going to get an iPhone 17.
Okay.
I'm going to get. So I'm looking forward to that and downloading some of the cool things. Like the new Google Maps is a good example. All the features in the new Google Maps doesn't work on this existing phone because it's not new enough to do that, right?
Right.
So,
yeah. Well, actually, Google. Do I have that in the show today? But Google is launching some AI tools that run on device.
Oh, cool.
Because the new Apple devices have AI chips.
Yeah.
AI chips in them now.
Yeah. Looking forward to that, right? So. It's going to cost me a pretty penny. Just said a bad word. They're frickin'. They're expensive.
Yeah.
Although we just got a rebate check from Costco, so we're going to use that to help. I'm going to get my phone from Costco because now I can use a rebate check to help bring down the price.
All right.
There you go. There is a benefit, right?
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Apple Music,
cool feature.
You can use AI to curate your playlist.
I'm going to play with that actually. Artemis,
okay.
Did you see some of the pictures coming there? Some beautiful.
Some of them are iPhone
pictures.
Photos.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
iPhone 17.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Are you sure just 17, not like the Pro Max? I feel like they probably have the Pro Max for the good camera.
I just heard it was iPhone 17.
Okay.
So,
well, I think it was fun.
For people who don't know, who's Artemis 2?
I guess there is a president who's trying to take the spotlight away from them.
Oh.
Somehow his press conferences are always when they launch. Anyways.
Yeah, it's the space capsule that just with the 4 astronauts in it. One of them is Canadian. Yay, go Canada.
French Canadian.
That just made its way around the dark side of the moon. The first spacecraft to reach the furthest point in space away from Earth. So we've put people on the moon before, but the Artemis has actually gone further than any spacecraft from the Earth, and it's the precursor to Artemis 3, I think, which is going to land on the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool. So what's going on?
It was funny. Just during their launch, when they were like getting on their way to the moon, and just they're checking their emails. Apparently, one of the astronauts had an issue with Microsoft Outlook.
Go figure. Go figure.
Microsoft issues even into space.
Not a great PR, right? Not good PR for Microsoft to have something like that happen, right? So, anyways.
Okay, to be fair, having an astronaut being able to check their email from space is kind of cool.
Pretty cool.
But maybe not use Outlook.
Yeah.
It's probably a corporate thing. That
Wonder if they can text from space.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Hey, how you doing tonight? Right on to send my Beth. Right. Hey, how you doing? Beth. Right now she's up island. She's been texting me and stuff. I said, "Where are you?" I knew where she was. She goes, "I'm on Artemis 2, going around the moon. Where do you think I am?" It'd be kind of cool if they could text from space. They probably can.
Probably. Right. Well, if they could send photos, high quality back.
Oh, they were beautiful, stunning. It was interesting to see the surface of the moon, to see how different it actually looks using the high quality, high def cameras that they were using on the iPhone and stuff. It's just beautiful, right? And the moon actually has a brown tinge that you can't see from Earth for whatever reason, right? Like you look at the moon from Earth and it looks like a white bluish kind of thing, but it's actually brown tinge to it. Cool. The surface of it kind of reminded me of chocolate cake icing. It's very rugged and stuff. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Well, if you're choosing between using classic Outlook or new Outlook, you might have an issue transitioning.
Or just don't use Outlook.
Just saying. Yeah, that's fair.
Just saying.
Anyway, I just thought it was fun to add in.
Yeah.
Proton.
Oh, this is a good one.
This is another company we should sell out for.
Yeah, we should keep an eye. We love Proton.
Proton launches a new app into it. So Proton first came out with a VPN. And then they had a mailing service first.
Yes.
So there was encrypted mail.
Yeah.
Then they launched a VPN.
Yeah.
Then they launched a calendar app that's encrypted. Then they launched a note like Word doc. They're a Google competitor that has more privacy in mind. Yeah. Now they have a new meeting app, which is Google Meets or a Zoom meeting in the Proton ecosystem.
I kind of like this, right? Because Proton is always about privacy by design. Right, they're very much privacy advocates, so it's very interesting to see how they're building their suite of applications to compete with other companies like Google or like
Microsoft.
Yeah,
conversations are encrypted on the client side. Proton can't access the content in the video meetings, and there's no tracking of the meeting participants, email addresses, or IP addresses.
Hey, I wonder if the president and all his men and women are going to use that. In meetings, right? Remember that? Remember
yes.
that? Remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The signal thing. Yeah. But yeah, so Proton, and it's free. Just you can use it for free up to 50 participants and up for an hour of meeting time.
This one will be interesting because I can also see this being weaponized, right? I can see this being used to do illegal things via video conferencing because it's encrypted. The Proton won't be able to see it, so nobody will know. Mm-hmm. And because it's Proton, it'll be interesting to know if they're actually keeping any of the. Well, if it's encrypted, then are they storing it? Will it be able to be downloaded by law enforcement?
Proton, what we've seen in court challenges is Proton has been criticized is that they do have billing information.
Yeah.
There was a case, I believe it was a law enforcement agency in the U.S., because their home base is Swiss, right? So they made the Swiss government made a court order application to get subscriber information for a suspect.
Right, I remember that case.
Right. People are like, Proton's not secure or encrypted. Well, don't use your credit card. Maybe get a prepaid credit. I mean, Proton has to process your payment.
I can see this being used again for illegal purposes like child pornography, child sex abuse material, live streaming child sex abuse material, right? But it's like any other tool. It can be used for good or bad. But for companies that are concerned about privacy issues, especially from competitors, then this might be a good option for sure. Kind of like the idea.
If you're looking for a Google alternative, this is an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Netflix launching a free kids gaming app to compete with Apple Arcade and other playgrounds.
Yeah, maybe like YouTube Kids, right?
No, this is a gaming app.
Oh.
So they're launching with Sesame Street and Peppa Pig to start with. So it's no ads, no built-in
Peppa Pig, there's a name from the past.
It's still.
I know.
No ads, no in-app purchases, and it's included with your existing Netflix subscription. So yes, you do have Netflix Kids, but now there's a companion gaming app, so you can either watch content filtered via Netflix Kids, or you can game filtered via Netflix Kids.
It's interesting how these other companies, like Proton, we just talked about, now Netflix, are all knocking at the door of Google, right? Because Google kind of had the lead on a lot of this kind of stuff. And so it's interesting to see how they're trying to chip away at that market. Why? Because Netflix was losing market share. So in doing their traditional, what Netflix was known for, so they had to broaden their horizons financially. So they're now doing stuff like this.
Yeah, it's interesting that Netflix is kind of moving towards being having a kid-focused digital environment, which is not entirely a bad idea.
No.
Because it's not like you can chat with other people.
Yet,
but I don't think they would do that.
Yeah.
Because they'd be criticized for that. And I think it's a better option than, say, using YouTube Kids, which is all user-generated content. At least this is Netflix filtered.
One of the things that's going to be interesting is, Netflix. There are some Netflix shows that should be rated like A for adult, right? So, I mean, it comes down to, like, a lot of parents don't know that on Netflix, you actually have parental controls that you can go in there and set it up so your kids can't access specific shows and movies over a certain age, right? And those are things, and a lot of parents don't know that, and it's free to do. Just, Google how to do that, or use OpenAI to ask you how to do it and follow the instructions. So if they're moving into the gaming sphere, and now moving into that sphere also gives users is this free?
It's built into your Netflix plan,
subscription,
which is going up in price anyways.
Yeah. So therefore, I do think that if kids are now going to get onto Netflix to play games like this, I do think it would be important that parents ensure that they set up the parental controls on there as well.
Well, at least Netflix Playground, their gaming app, will be designed from the ground up with kids in mind.
Right.
So even if a parent doesn't enable any parental controls, at least it's better by default.
We'll see. It'll be tested. Right? It'll be tested. It's like anything else, although they're saying that. How many times have we come across companies where they say, this is what we do, and then when you pressure test it, it doesn't? Well,
they're partnering with Sesame Street and Peppa Pig. So I would suppose that the content will be along the lines of those licensed materials.
Near? Or?
Yeah.
Near? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, if parents are looking for not YouTube Kids and also a gaming platform that's kind of supposedly better by default, Netflix Playground might be an interesting thing to look for.
But always, as we always say first, parents play with it, look at it first, engage with it first, so you know exactly what it's all about before you let your kids go on there, right? So just something to think about, right? Proper pre-planning prevents poor performance. And one of the things I always say to parents is, before you allow your child to download a game, an app, whatever, get in there as a parent, play with it first, and see if it meets your family's morals and ethics, right? Really important.
Yep. Meta smart glasses. Meta announced a new feature for smart glasses to be able to track and catalog your food that you are eating.
Yeah, I mean, they got apps on phones now that do the same thing, right?
Yeah, but it's like using AI to look at the food. If you have a hamburger or a hot dog, don't know why I choose those foods, and it sees it, it will catalog it and then put it into like a food nutrition diary for you.
Yeah, and then Meta's seeing that you love a specific type of hamburger, and now all of a sudden they send that information to the company that owns that hamburger, who now all of a sudden you get more advertisements coming your way. Interesting, right?
Well, and the person who's cataloging the information, who's watching your camera feed, because it's all outsourced to out of country,
or your insurance company gets access to it and sees that you're eating hamburgers all the time.
Oh, yeah.
All kinds of, I just read a great article. There seems to be a growing, like, glasses seem to be the the wearable right now, where everybody's hopping into the glasses game.
Makes sense.
But what's interesting to see is there's two schools of thought on glasses. There's the Meta school, and they're the biggest players, right? They were first to market. They're the biggest players. And they have the concept of they're using the camera looking out and using the camera live, recording all that kind of stuff. But however, the other camp when it comes to glasses, wearables, is not a camera that sees out, but rather a camera that projects onto the glasses on stuff. So it's basically like a cell phone with a screen, but built onto your eyes, so that whatever you're saying, like, hey, glasses, right? LG glasses, what am I looking at right now? Or where am I in the world? It immediately connects to Google Maps, and then all of a sudden Google Maps will appear in your lenses. So it's kind of like AR in front of you where you can see where you're going. So they're not using the camera to record stuff in front of you. They're using the cameras on the glasses to project information.
I think that is the ideal situation, but I think because Meta's not going down that route, it's more expensive.
Yeah,
right?
it's going to be interesting, right? Like I've seen a couple of glasses, like the who was it? I was just reading. It was an Android brand glasses, and they look super, because they're not as chunky, right?
Yeah, is it the ones I'm thinking of? There's what is it, like 11 something?
Yeah, I can't remember what it was. It was a great article, anyways, and they just said, because it was very critical of Meta, right? Obviously, because it's their competition. That's why they were very critical. But their argument as why they were critical made a lot of sense to me. It's that, wearables are where it's at. The glasses seem to be the new wearable, but the way that we use our glasses is to project information rather than input information, if you know what I mean. Like with Meta glasses, you can stream live everything that's going on. With the glasses I'm talking about, you can't do that.
Yes, and that makes sense. If you're a small company and you don't have the data centers like Meta, you accepting information means you have to process the information. But if you just project the information, you're not creating new data.
It's not as creepy either, right? Like I'm not saying that there aren't times where having those glasses on board, or like what Meta's doing, wouldn't be appropriate for certain types of jobs and stuff, for sure. But I think, if I was given the choice between the two, I think from a privacy standpoint, I would prefer the glasses that project information onto my lenses of what's going on in front of me right now, rather than taking in information and processing it. Right?
Makes sense.
Right?
It's just more pricier, right? Why is Meta become so popular? Because their glasses are affordable.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I mean, it's expensive, but compared to others on the market, they are affordable because they're not doing the heads-up display.
Yeah.
Because right?
Yeah.
And then they're already using their data centers, which Meta already owns,
it's interesting,
to process the data.
The other day, Mom and Dad were out. I forget what the name of the store was, but they had a sign on the front that had an X through a camera on a phone, an X through a set of glasses. Yeah. No recording in the store, right? So very interesting that they now have the glasses.
All stores, all like major stores have a no recording in the store policy.
But at least it's posted. It was posted, right? So it's saying, hey, listen, if you have these devices, you're not allowed to be in the store, and we'll ask you to leave.
It's interesting that there was a photo of the glasses, though.
Yeah. It was kind of like a character.
Yeah.
Right? Character, not like an actual picture of, say, the Meta's smart glasses, but it was a set of glasses, and you could see like two cameras, and they had an X through it. And same thing with the holding up a camera and putting an X through it. So,
yes. I don't, interesting.
Yeah.
I remember in the Google Glass days, there were
remember the
we're seeing that resurge.
It reminded me of remember the movie Starfighter, where they were in Starfighter and the bad guy pushed a button and all of a sudden this little screen went popped in front of the eye. That's what the old Google Glass looked like. Kind of that idea. Yeah, it was very quirky, right?
Then this feature from Meta for tracking your nutrition, it's only limited to users 18 plus.
Okay,
I can see that. Rolling out to the US soon, and it will display equipped versions launching later this summer, which will be the Meta and Meta Ray-Bans, and I think they also have it on the Oakleys as well.
Yeah.
Oakley and Ray-Bans. So yeah. Not sure how I feel about that, but for people who want to track new nutrition without having to write down on an app.
Not only track nutrition, but track everything else going in front of you, and allow Meta to even track you even more.
True.
Anyways.
Claude AI.
Now, who owns Claude?
Anthropic.
Yes.
So Claude AI now taps into emails, files, and even runs tasks on your computer. It's now added with an Microsoft 365 integration for all users.
Well, OpenAI has been doing that. Google's been doing that, right? They're using agents to kind of do all that kind of stuff now.
I know OpenAI ChatGPT, they have been working on a local bot agent, like an app you can put onto your computer to run things for you. Claude is getting closer to that. So I lost my pen.
How'd you do that?
I got it back. So it can tap into your Outlook, OneDrive, SharePoint, and other Microsoft features. And you can do computer use on Windows to open apps, navigate browsers, edit spreadsheets, perform daily tasks on your Windows computer if you connect your Claude bot account to Microsoft. Interesting. I know Google is getting pretty good at its integration in its cloud ecosystem. Not very good at like running AI locally on your laptop
Yet.
Although I did mention earlier there's an app now where Google can do translations. Locally on the device. So we're getting there. But Claude seems to be the first one really pushing into the desktop agent.
We've said this in several shows now. It seems like the big players on AI, be it OpenAI, be it Claude, be it Gemini, whoever it is, they're all kind of creating niches where they're kind of leading in a specific way. And so that's what I'm kind of seeing with these AIs. So I think what'll happen is whoever reaches super intelligence first, whoever that is, that will do everything, right? And so they'll be the gold standard. Yeah. And that's where the robots will take over the world. I don't think
it'll be OpenAI. They are...
I don't know. They just got another like $300 billion evaluation. Like it was like something else. Like I was starting to believe that maybe Google...
How is OpenAI better than Claude right now? Like... Everything OpenAI can do, Claude can basically do, I believe. And OpenAI is losing features. It just dropped Sora.
Yeah. No, I think that there's
Google's Gemini can still do image generation and video generation with the VO.
Yeah. I was starting to believe the fact that Google Gemini may be the leader now. Like you were trying to pull me that way, but all of a sudden I just read this recently and I went, maybe OpenAI, we'll see.
I don't think so.
I use all of them, right? Depending upon what I'm doing, I use all of them.
Yeah. But if you're thinking about which AI to pick from, I would say either Claude or Gemini at this stage. It can change tomorrow.
Whatever.
That's just my opinion. And those are some of the top news stories from last week that could have a practical impact on your digital
That's interesting
life.
About Proton, right? Again, it's really interesting to see how some of these companies that started with one specific specialty, like Proton, which was their email server, are now growing to add a whole suite of products to compete with some of the big players.
Microsoft and Google. So if you're a business looking to create a workspace environment that's in the cloud, Proton is a pretty convincing choice. And it doesn't have the integrations like Microsoft and Google
and their privacy by design, right?
That's the important part. I guess it depends on what you're doing for work. But or if you're just an average user not wanting to have governments submit data requests for what's in your emails. Because I don't know, even some rich, powerful people talk about crimes in Gmail.
Yeah, I think it was something about on an island somewhere, right?
Yeah. Something about files.
Yeah. Something about a current president, potentially. Yeah.
and yet, but talking about all of that in a Gmail account.
Yeah.
Anyways, hopefully you can take some advice and create a better digital life for you and your family. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you all next week.
See everybody.
Bye for now.
Good afternoon, Dr. Court. How you brought yourself to where you are today?
Wanting to be generous and accommodating.
Work with young people.
We decided to do some background research on these three major mobile ISPs, what's clearly prohibited and could in fact be a violation of their terms of service.
We thought this would be an opportunity to create a video about general buying and selling safety tips on the internet.
created a version 2 that they call the Tonashi Scholar, and which is specifically designed for use
about a new mobile phone that was on the market called the Wise Phone.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Unanswered Questions. Sometimes we just don't get enough time to answer all the amazing questions from students during our live broadcast. Recent bug in Meta, Facebook, and Instagram proves you cannot always trust a password. AI cybercrime is happening right now and is likely going to be happening more. We wish to recognize these extraordinary and outstanding people by presenting them with the White Hatter Medallion.